Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be headed out. We're going to do some thrifting at the Goodwill. This is something that I haven't shared on the channel in a little bit because the Goodwills just has not been hitting lately, but we're wishing and hoping for the best today. So we're going to go out here. We'll probably hit out a couple of Goodwills just to see what's out there in these thrifting streets. So if you'd like to come along to see what I do, what I find, and if I find anything, I'm going to bring it right home and style it in my home. So I'm going to be sharing what's out in the stores, and also if I pick up anything, how I'll be styling it in my home. So be sure to stick around to the end. Let's go. And I should have mentioned that I have a $20 limit. So in the event that I find something, $20 is the limit. So let's see what we can find. We're in Goodwill number 1. The first thing I saw was this piece of art. It caught my eye because, first of all, I love the frame and I love the artwork in the middle. I did not love the matting. It was too yellow for me, so I passed on that. But I wanted to take a look at all of the art that they had because you just never know what you're going to find in here. So these pieces here were nice. Do not love the wooden frame. I'm very picky as it relates to wall art, but I wanted to look and see what they had. And you know, changing out a frame is an easy thing. You can either paint it or buy another frame, relatively inexpensive. Also, if you see a canvas that you don't like, you can kind of repurpose the canvas, especially if it's oversized, because they can be so expensive if you want to like do a DIY piece of wall art, which is something that's in my mind to do if I find the perfect canvas. Whenever I go to the thrift store, I go on discount day. The thrift stores, particularly Goodwill, has gotten very expensive, relatively speaking. So I definitely go on discount day to get that additional 25% off. This lamp here caught my eye. Love the base on that. It's sort of like a smoky charcoal. Do not love the shade on here. And the reason that I did not get this lamp is because of the way that the shade goes on. It's like one of the older style, I guess is what I call it, because it doesn't have the finial thing on there. So I did not see how I would be able to find the right shade for it. So I passed on that, but the price was definitely good. You can get lamps anywhere from like $2.99, like $7.99, that type of thing at the Goodwill. And sometimes they're like brand new. You can get some really nice ones. They also sell shades. So if you just need a new shade, that's a good spot to check as well. These vases here caught my eye. Love the shape of them. It was very, very lightweight, which I wasn't expecting. And it was very pricey considering how lightweight it was. It was $7.99. They did have a set of two, $7.99 each. I thought was a little bit pricey for that. This piece caught my eye. I thought it was maybe some alabaster. It was not. It was also very, very lightweight, but I thought it was really cute with the copper stem on there. Very nice. This is an unexpected find. These are some outlet covers. These are 99 cents. And again, I'm here on discount day, so 75 cents for these. Not bad at all. They're just a basic white color, but I can use these. Here's a nice dish set by Mikasa. It's a 40 set. Have no idea if all 40 pieces are in there, but you can get the set here for $10. And again, if you're on discount day, of course, you're going to get a little bit off on that. That was a great deal, I felt, but these, not so much. Now, these were $14.99 for these canister sets, and I felt that was kind of high for the Goodwill. Like, come on, guys. This is the Goodwill. Now, I recognize that these are brand new. I did kind of peek in there and I could see that they were new, but I thought that was quite a bit. I like that little tribal vase there. Those are really nice. They have all types of home accent pieces, so I definitely like to take a look around in that section to see if there's anything that I can use in my home. And I have a thing for stemware, although I cannot bring another glass into my home. I have no room for them, but I do like looking at them to see what they have. I thought these little plates here were really cute and really fun, animal print theme, kind of like would be cute for a kid's table or whatever. I thought they were really nice. Or even a tropical theme outdoor space. Okay, so we pretty much covered this particular Goodwill. We're going to be headed to another one. Now, I didn't mention all of the Goodwill stores that we're going to today are in the Charlotte area, South Charlotte, particularly Ballantyne for my Carolina peeps that watch me. And shout out to you guys. I have picked up a few new subscribers that are in the Carolinas, so it's fun interacting with you and talking about all the things that we have around the city. So shout out to you. So we're in the store now. This one is located in Ballantyne on Elm Street. if you're in the area. And this is a nice Goodwill right here. This is really nice. I always like to kind of step in here just to see what's going on. So today they had these new bar stools. Now, they didn't have a matching set, but they had quite a few new ones in here. You can see the price tag still on them, $149. They were selling them for $69.99. And we can tell by the price tag that they are from Home Goods or Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Home Sense, one of those stores. I definitely recognize the tag here, but these are some nice bar stools. Look at these. And even though these don't match, if you're really creative, you can pull off not having the same bar stools or dining chairs and pull off a really nice cohesive look. It's not a look for everybody, but as long as you're intentional and not random, you can make it work. That's what I enjoy most about decorating, is how creative you can be. And there are no limits to what you can do. But anyway, here we are now looking at some more artwork in this particular Goodwill store. And they have a lot of art in here today. So let's take a look and see if we can find anything that is promising. There is a clock over here that is catching my attention. So I want to get a closer look at that. It kind of looked like it's marble, or it has that marbling effect. But as I got closer to it, I could tell that it definitely was not. And it was super lightweight. When I do thrift, I'm always looking for quality items. So when I see something and I, immediately do the touch test on it to see how sturdy it is, how, unique it is. Those types of things are what I'm looking for. But I'm definitely always looking for quality. I'm also always looking for unique pieces like this one. This is very different. It looks like a newspaper clipping that has been formed into a rose and framed. I thought that was so different and so cute. Now, this is the area here that I have to be careful, because these are like the small home accents. And I always see things that I like here, but I have to be very careful because I'm trying not to clutter my home up with just a bunch of things. So, I kind of look and kind of keep it moving unless it's something that I absolutely cannot pass up. When you thrift and you find things that are at a great price, it is very, very easy to overconsume and buy things that are really going to create more clutter than it adds value to your home. So I always try to keep that in mind. Now, if you like to do floral arrangements, vases are a great thing to get at the Goodwill. You can always find some nice vases here. They have these wine racks here today, and they also have this nice looking glass serving bowl. That really caught my attention. I love the shape of that. That would be beautiful if there was a whole set like that, but I thought that was really nice. And as I'm standing over here in this section, I spot another bar stool that I had not seen. So let me go check this one out. It has some wooden legs on it. It was $179. This is really nice. It's really nice if someone is looking for bar stools. This was a good day for them. I'm not, so I'm going to leave them there for them. These are some nice glasses. They're made of melamine, but they're so cute. And they had quite a few of them. The martini glasses, the margarita glasses, I thought they were very different. And glasses at Goodwill are like 49 cents to 99 cents, something like that. And again, if you're on discount day, you're going to get a couple coins off of that. I spotted a guy in here today that found a Dyson vacuum and he plugged it up and it worked. So great deal for him. I could not get a glance at the price of it, but I'm sure it was a good deal. So definitely check out the small appliances if you go into a Goodwill. If you're looking for a specific appliance or household cleaning tools, that type of thing, check them out. This is a fire pit. It seems to be brand new. It's a nice size fire pit and it is a great price. $34.99 for a fire pit of this size, and not bad at all. This store never fails to surprise me, and I've got something coming up here that is really wowed me. So hopefully it will you as well. But first, let's take a look at these rugs. They have a number of rugs here that appear to be brand new. And they have some oversized rugs, which is good. But here's the part that wowed me. So right inside of the Goodwill store, there is a little boutique, a Goodwill boutique within the Goodwill store. I thought this was the cutest thing. So it's primarily clothing items. They had a few musical instruments, but it was just styled so nicely. I really thought this was really nice. They had some vinyls in here, lots of denim, lots of shoes. They had a couple mirrors in here that I thought were really nice. Just as cute as it could be. Like right now, looking in here, you would not know that you are in a Goodwill store. How cute is this? Now, I don't know if this is something new that Goodwill is doing or if they're just piloting it. I don't know what's going on, but I am here for this. Look at this mirror here. That would be so nice if you have like a vanity or a beauty room or larger closet or what have you. Very, very nice. And then they have the little mannequin styled. Just so nice. To my subscribers that are in the area, definitely check this out. This is the Goodwill that is in Ballantyne, or I think the street is Elm Street or whatever, right over not far from Stonecrest if you're in the area. But this is definitely a cute thing. And I should have asked them, like, is this going to be a temporary thing? Or I don't know what's happening, guys. I don't know. You're just seeing it here along with me for the first time. So I have no other details, but this is what's going on over here right now. And shout out to whoever styled this little boutique because they did their thing on this one. I love this. This little man here, a mannequin or bust or whatever you call him, this is a RH dupe. This has been around for several years. I have one myself in my home, but they have that in here for $59.99, which is on par for what you can find it still at Home Goods for. So not a great deal there. But yeah, I'm loving the way that they styled everything. It's nicely done. Bravo. Comment below and let me know what you think of this. And also let me know if you have seen something like this in the Goodwill in your area. Let me know where you are and if you've seen this in your area as well. I know the focus on my channel is home decor, but I had to bring you in here. I could not keep you in the dark on this. I just thought it was too cute not to share. When we leave this store today, we are going to be headed to another thrift store because I still have some energy today. So once I get out here and get going, I have no breaks. I just get going and I go from one place to another place. By the time I get home, I will be exhausted, but it will be a fun day because I am really enjoying this day so far. This has really been a productive thrifting day. So again, definitely stick around to the end of the video because I will be sharing the things that I picked up. So here we are going into yet another Goodwill. This store is located in Ballantyne. Also, this is the store that is off of 521. First thing I see here are these bowls, these ruffle bowls here. I thought they were really nice, and surprisingly, they had some pretty good weight to them. Now, if Tuscan is your style, this store always seems to have a lot of Tuscan inspired lamps and things like that. And I don't know why it is, but they always do. So the donations that they get at this particular store, there's a lot of Tuscan people around here, but they always have some really nice and interesting lamps to choose from. And today they had some of the smaller lamps too, which are nice for like a buffet or, you know, a kitchen counter or wherever you want to place them. But the smaller lamps are really, really popular these days. This butcher block caught my eye. I thought it was nice. It kind of has this, looks like stainless steel top on it. Very nice little piece here if you have a larger kitchen and the space for it. But once I opened it, I was like, not nice at all. It was in bad shape. This was a pleasant surprise here. This is a book on gardening. And this is something that I always look at the books in here because I'm always looking for coffee table books. Now, this is not a coffee table book. It's more of a reference book, but it is definitely one that I love because I love gardening. I love flowers and things like that. And it's kind of like a encyclopedia, if anybody remembers encyclopedias, but it is a reference book. It has all kinds of information in this book. So it was definitely a great find. It was in pristine condition and it's a beautiful book. It has the gold pages and just a beautiful, beautiful book. So I love that. All right, so let's see what type of art they have over here. They have this very colorful wall art piece here, which is a picture of London, and they have some floral prints in here. They don't have a whole lot going on in their wall art section today, but I wanted to take a look just the same. So I did want to check out how much this piece of art was. It was very colorful. Nothing that I would necessarily purchase, but it was a cute little piece. I also had to take a look over here at all of the other books because once I saw that gardener book, I got derailed. And then they had some other artwork over here. This one is really pretty with the lavender and the, what are those, calla lily? Very, very pretty. I don't have a lot of floral wall art in my home, but I definitely do gravitate to them when I see them out anywhere. But that one was a really nice piece. Now, as I mentioned at the other store, vases are always a good thing to look for if you like to purchase fresh florals, a nice vase is always a nice thing, and in different sizes, especially if you regularly purchase flowers, because sometimes you have a larger bouquet, sometimes you have a smaller one, sometimes you have tall flowers, sometimes you have shorter ones. So to have an assortment of vases for me is very important. And when I can find one at the thrift store, that's even better because I'm getting it at a better price. And just like the last Goodwill that we were at, they had some glass sets and things like that still in the box. These are some German glasses, wine glasses here. Again, I don't need anything like this, but it was nice to see that they had some in here in the event that I was shopping for something like that. This is a nice set. And this I kind of fell in love with. It was $4.99. But look at this. This is beautiful. I love the color on that. It has a little faux water in there. It was $4.99. I left it there, but it was cute. And then these little dishes here are really pretty, especially for the summertime. Like if you're doing a summer garden party or a dinner party or whatever, that would be really nice. This would be nice too for entertainment purposes. It has the little lids on them, which are actually plates to go on top of your glasses so that you have guests or whatever. They can put that on top of their drink or whatever and kind of walk with it. This desk here caught my eye. It is solid wood. It is beautiful. It was $34.99, and I know that because the tag was missing off of it. Someone had already claimed it. They had taken the tag and gone up to the register to pay for it. But they did not go to the register. And so someone else wanted to buy it. And they kept announcing that if you have that tag for that desk, you need to come up here and pay for this because someone else is waiting here for it. So there was a little bit of drama at the Goodwill today. This little cute piece here caught my attention. I thought it was really nice as well. And they had this little styled section here, which I thought was a nice little touch with the lavender and the nice little spring colors. So I'm nearing the register now. And if you see that wall art back there, it was $9.99. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. But now we're heading over to the Restore. Girl, we're moving fast today. We're in the Restore Habitat for Humanity. This store is located in Pineville, North Carolina. And whenever I'm in the area, I try to stop in here as well. The first thing that caught my eye was this little fish here. Look at this little thing. That is so different. And they've got just some little faux cranberries or berries or whatever in there. But I just thought that was an interesting little conversation piece. These little glasses here were really nice. They're green with a gold rim on them. They were 99 cents each, which was not bad. They also had some other glasses here that caught my attention. They had these with the Christmas trees, and I know nobody is thinking about Christmas right now, but they're here. Just like the Goodwill, they have a lot of glasses, wine glasses, goblets, all types of things, vases as well, coffee mugs. These were very, very popular a few years back. I saw them a lot over here on YouTube. They only had one of those, but you can find some very interesting mugs like those are really nice. I love glass coffee mugs. I don't own any glass in terms of clear glass, but I think they're really nice. These are some interesting plates here, and you can tell that these are vintage. They're older style, and they had some bowls to match with those as well. They have a lot of furniture in here. Now, if you are into upholstering furniture, redoing furniture and things like this, it's a great place to come because they have some furniture pieces with really good bones. And so all you would need to do is reupholster them and you can have some really good timeless pieces. They have a lot of china in here, which was definitely a thing of the past. Everybody had china. That was one of your main wedding gifts back in the day. But they still have some really nice sets out here. And you can still, find some really nice ones at some good prices, but they can also be very, very pricey. I really like this set of vases here with the tribal print. Those are very, very nice. Love those. And look next to it. I'm getting ready to show you this piece here that caught my eye. That vase there with that amber rim around it. How pretty is that? It is $6. I had to get a closer look at that. That is gorgeous. Love, love, love that. That would be beautiful for a larger bouquet of florals. They also had wine racks over here. These were $15. I thought that was kind of expensive. But and the resale store, Restore, where am I? I don't know, but wherever we are, the Habitat for Humanity store, you can find some good deals, but some of their things are kind of pricey. I thought these were really cute. Like if you're decorating a little boy's bedroom and you're doing it in a sports theme, these will be some beautiful little art pieces for the wall. I like those. I always like to look at their wall art and their canvases and mirrors and things like that. They always have some really nice and interesting pieces. Now we have a little ways to go here, but I hope you're enjoying today's video, and I hope that you will not click off today without giving me a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button before you leave today. But we'll make that call to action at the end of the video, but I just wanted to make that point right now. This is another area that I highly recommend. If you have a restore, I'm going to pop the name up of this place, but a Habitat for Humanity store in your area, and you're doing any type of remodel or refreshing of your home, I highly recommend coming in here. Now, what I'm looking at right here are cabinet door pulls, drawer pulls, that type of thing. These can be very pricey, and the restore, I don't even know why I keep trying to say it. But anyway, this store tends to have them at a much, much, much better price. And if you've ever replaced the handles on your kitchen cabinets, you probably need, 15, 20, 30 of them. You'd be surprised how many of them that you need. But these are some pretty good prices. You can get them anywhere from a couple dollars on up. But if you go to the regular store, you can pay a lot more than that. So great deal on that. They also have lighting, but basically most of the lighting that they're going to have are going to be your builder grade, boob light, chandeliers, those types of things that most people are trying to get out of their home. So they will have an abundance of those types of light fixtures in the home. Today, they had brand new rugs in, and they had quite a large selection of them. I cannot say they were nicely priced because I felt they were very pricey. This one was $289. Very nice rug, but you're going to pay what you would pay in any of your big box stores for rugs over here. They had runners too. I thought this one was really nice. It was $29.99. And again, the rugs are brand new. I don't know where they get them from. But this one I felt was really nice. And they had an abundance of the runners, and they're, nice length as well. There was quite a bit in the store today. Like I said, they have mirrors, they have wall art, just everywhere pretty much. And they have large clocks. There's a large clock that kind of caught my attention. I don't have the space for anything like that, but it did catch my attention. This is a nice textured piece of wall art. This one was $40 for this piece. It was a nice size piece as well, not bad. I wasn't looking for anything like that, but I did want to make sure that I did not miss anything. This piece here was here last time I was here, and I don't remember when that was. It was definitely some months ago, but that was still there, so they haven't had any takers on that piece. But we're going to make our way over to the door so that we can leave this store, because we still have to go home and decorate the things that we picked up today. And you're going to find out, did I stay within my $20 budget? That is the question. Comment below at this minute market and let me know what you think. Do you think I stayed within the $20? This is a nice oversized clock. This is the piece that I was speaking of. This one was $80 for this. It wasn't in the best of shape or whatever. So yeah, but it was nice. It caught my attention. All right, so we have been out here long enough, and it's time to go home and decorate. Okay, so the first piece that I picked up is this little small bubble candle holder is what it actually is. They only had one. It cost $2.24 with the discount, but I thought it was cute and I brought it home. And this is where I'm planning on styling it on my coffee station. I have amber and brown going on over here, so I thought it would be the perfect addition, but I'm not using it as a candle holder. I thought it was the perfect addition for my coffee spoons, and so I'm just going to style it right here with my coffee spoons, and I thought it was the perfect touch. It's small, it was inexpensive, but it elevated the space. All right, so the next item I picked up was the vase that I shared with you at the Restore. It was $6, and here it is styled in my kitchen with some florals. Now, these florals are not fresh. They're at least a week, maybe 2 weeks old, not sure, but they're not fresh. But I just kind of clipped the ends and put them in here because I could not wait to use this vase. I thought it was so pretty, and it just adds that little pop of amber that I'm going with throughout my space down here, and I love the way that it looks. I can't wait to get some real fresh flowers in here, but it is so pretty, just so different and unique. And that's what I like about thrifting, is you find pieces that are really, really different. I've never seen a piece like this, and I think it is just the perfect addition for me. So I'm so excited. So this was $6. That brings my total now up to $8.68 with tax and everything between the candle holder and this piece. Okay, so remember the piece that I showed you at the Goodwill, and I said, remember that piece? It was $9.99, and then with the discount, it ended up being $7.49. Well, I brought her home, and I'm going to tell you why I brought her home. Now, it's mass-produced art, which I said I really didn't want to do in this particular space in my home, but it had special meaning to me. The butterflies alone did it for me, and I shared in a recent video why butterflies have a special place in my heart, but I just thought that she was the perfect addition to my puzzle here that I already have in this area, and I just love her. So I haven't hung her yet because I'm not quite sure how I want to hang her, where I want to hang her, but I love her, and I know that she will be in this room in some way, but for now she's just going to be a leaner against the wall. All right, and last but not least is this book on gardening. Now, I had to get this book because it is a perfect reference book, and the more that I have flipped through this book, I am seeing so many things in here that are going to be helpful for me this year as I start my spring gardening. So it was very timely and everything. This book was $1.39. That's going to bring my grand total today, guys, up to $17 and some change. So believe it or not, I came in under $20 with all of the different things that I purchased. So I am very, very happy and pleased with today's thrift haul. I hope you enjoyed the walkthroughs today of the Goodwill as well as the Restore, Habitat for Humanity store. If you did enjoy today's video, please don't leave without giving me a thumbs up. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're not currently subscribed. I would love to have you as a part of my YouTube family. And to all my returning family members, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope to see you all over here on my next one. Bye-bye.